Hey, and welcome. Hey, and welcome, you guys. I hope that you can hear me okay. Don't run my road, baby. I am dressed. I am dressed, but my son is working out and he got the air on. And I need to give you, beautiful people, this video. But before we get into it, please do all the things at the bottom of the screen. Come on now, computer. Stick around to the end of the video. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already, because sharing is caring. Okay. Also, share the video where you share your videos. And please turn on your notifications because, life be life. And then sometimes your girl just got to pop up to you on whatever day it is that this video gets up. Yes. We're here to talk about College Hill, you guys. College Hill, season 3, episode 7. Don't get lost in the sauce. Okay. Let's pop this up here for you guys. I think I'm gonna hang out down here tonight. And talk to you good people. So next week, or actually, I have in my notes next week because I did watch this Thursday and I even started taking notes on Friday, but like I said, life was life. And this week is our season finale. Also on the brink of our season finale, which I kind of knew because I thought it was 8 episodes that we were getting. On the brink of this whole thing, good old season 2 has resurfaced as TMZ has got a full recording, I'm gonna air quote that, of Amber and Jocelyn's fight from season 2. I forgot what school they went to. You guys can get that in the comments and remind me, but baby, okay, everybody said Amber had won that thing. I wish I had my clown nose on because Amber is out there with the tattoo on her forehead acting a fool over politics. But I digress. Jocelyn wasn't wrong, but Jocelyn also likes to ruffle people's feathers. So we just gonna move on from it. I don't know why they waited because BET Plus gave us the little, I feel like they gave it to us in the trailer for the season and then decided to tell us like we don't condone that, so we're not gonna play that. And yes, but you lured us in with a clip. I digress. So we pick up where we left off, kind of, and we're in this new music class with Dr. Sakina. I think it's Dr. Sakina. But we get a little deeper into the place where everybody grew up and music had a deep impact on their life. So like I said in the last recap, Saucy is from Connecticut, of which I had no idea. But he says when he moved to Florida, the music impacted him most. The sound, the slang, the beats, even his cadence, Carlos chimes in, all had an effect on how, he made his music. So he even said like he gets away with songs because people don't know the sample or the reference. And I said, sir, I don't know if I would be admitting that on national TV, but go off, son. I hope you ain't violating no copyright agreements or anything like that. Or maybe it's not copyrights when it comes to music, but you know what I'm talking about. So he says that he started rapping in 2019. I didn't realize it was that recent. And now he kind of wears that title of LGBTQ rapper, as a badge of honor. Before, he was just like, I'm just a rapper. And then finally, he became comfortable enough to say, this is who I am. And so I'm going to represent this group of people. And I think that is really great for the community to have that representation, because representation for sure definitely matters. Okay. So everybody kind of has a little twinkle in their eyes. You see, Saucy is liking the class. He's participating. Sir is shining. Okay. And lo and behold, when the professor puts on a video about jazz, which is the sound of New Orleans, Angela closes her eyes. And at first I kind of thought, like, how you be like, like you listening, like you feeling the vibe, you feeling the music, but no. She snores a little bit and Saucy is all over it because he's like, oh, but when I do it, it's a problem. Y'all are all over me. And I was like, I guess. So we get a montage of his greatest hits, if you will. A lot of them are him coming in after the club and then him finally being asleep when it's time to get up and go to school. So we get a lot of that. Him sleep on the floor, baby, it was a thing. So Angela, tells the professional she's a little tired. And then she tells us in her confessional that it's because she's been working her butt off, not because she's been drinking and partying, which we know, because we know Miss Angela is not drinking at all. But she's not partying. She's taking this thing very, very seriously. She is looking for that valedictorian still, baby, even this episode. So we get to see a montage of Saucy getting serious, doing his work. Like I said, really just shining and making the people proud. Tamar is smiling. He's in one of his classes, and Carlos is like, you on your stuff. And indeed he was. He even performs at the game now, not as a cheerleader, but just as plain old Saucy, singing something, shaking something, walk, walk, walk. I mean, you know it. So we get one of the days, I'm not sure, maybe the next day, but Nick and Carlos are kind of sitting outside just having a random conversation, and Carlos is trying to figure out, like, what's wrong, brother? You look a little concerned, like you got something on your mind. So he says he has a baby on his way, and Carlos is like, oh, you got to come up with a cool name. So Nick is like, yeah, it has to start with an N like my other kids. Carlos gonna say Nicodemus. Nick is like, now see, this is not what you're good at, bro. Like, this is not what you do. You can crack the jokes, you could talk the talk, but picking the names is a no. So now your girl, I like to do a little research, on the Googler sometimes. Shout out to Miss Misha. So I went to be nosy, and I wanted to see if it was his college sweetheart, Kiana, that he was on. Now I forgot what that show was on. Is it Couples Therapy, Couples Retreat? One of them shows he was on. That was the season he was actually on with Claudia. And what I did find out is that me and Nick Young actually share a birthday. So I was like, okay, got a little place in my heart, my fellow Gemini, and my same exact birthday. And also, I don't know if you guys knew, but according to the Wikipedia, he is Kendrick Lamar's cousin. So again, he got another check mark for me. But I didn't see anything about a baby because Wikipedia, when I looked at the time now, but they may, because it's been a couple days since I looked, they did not have the update. So I hustled on over to the IG and looked at his page and saw that, like, quite recently, like right before this aired, a day or two, that they welcomed him and his high school sweetheart, Kiana. I also went and checked on her page too, but they welcome baby number 4. This is on his IG. So now they have 3 boys. The last baby was a boy and 1 girl. And the kids are, don't shoot me if I get these names wrong, Nick Jr., Navi, Nice, because I believe that's a boy, and Najee, I think, is the newest baby. So congratulations are in order to Nick and Kiana. Babies are truly a blessing. He said on the post, he was not trying to be Nick Cannon. Baby, we cannot afford all of that. So Claudia decides to do something special for the ladies. She has them set up with some massages, and Tamar was tickled. She was like, yes, Lord, because she needed this. So they're talking to the masseuses. We got 2 women and a man, and they just, massaging. Angela's getting her calves done because, she's been running, so them calves is tight. Tamar's got like the tightness in her back. And she's talking about how much work, she's getting. And once they get done, it's just more work and more work and more work. But when mama hits that massage and hits that right spot, got Tamar over there speaking in tongues. Okay. Okay. It's a lot of moaning and it's a lot of groaning. And it was Black folks, so I did like to see that. It was, a little company with all Black people. The guys are kind of popping in like, what's going on in there? But I just thought, listen, I think I might have a gift card left for a massage, and your girl really could need one. We can cap this summer off right. So after all the, they're all relaxed, they go in there, and on the TV screen, we have a meeting with Dr. Peyton, who is their advisor. So she's like, wanting to fill them in on things. Graduation is approaching. And she's telling them, like, if you have any questions or concerns, like, now is the time to talk to your professors. She tells them that they have finals next week, which are worth 25% of their grade. And Carlos, baby, he is overwhelmed. I think everybody was, but he kind of, just vocalized that, I believe, in his confessional. So she says she wants a one-on-one meeting with Mr. Santana. excuse me, the next day at the school, to talk about the overall program. He's like, we could talk now, but she wants to, talk in person. He's like, I don't think I'll see you. And he just kind of walks on off. And I said, Saucy, grow up. Saucy does not like confrontation. Well, I don't know if it's that Saucy doesn't like confrontation or Saucy doesn't like to be wrong, but it's highly exhausting. I know, we got to have some fun, some entertainment factor. And I guess this is giving us Ray JTs, but this is too much for you, girl. And I was kind of like Claudia. She was like, she don't even know what she wants to talk to him about. But he's talking about packing his bags. And Nick is kind of telling him, like, don't throw it all away now. Like, you could still graduate. And indeed, if he kills these last 2 classes, he probably could. But, no one wants to see him quit. But I think there was, at this point, definitely later on in the episode, but I think at this point, they were already starting to get kind of sick of Saucy's shenanigans. So we get a quick scene of Claudia offering Carlos some snacks in the room. And he's like, what are you, some type of survivalist? And as we know, Claudia was just on, I think it's Deal or No Deal Island, where she did have to practice some survival skills. So he's bringing up the beef jerky, and we get to, well, she don't know what they doing in them rooms by themselves late at night. I said, touche. Claudia got to come with a little jab. And I also like, because one of the mornings, not this time, because I think this is like evening, they were in the bedroom, but I also like that they're like rocking their Xavier gear and showing their school spirit. This season, to me, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, they seem to be like a little more into like the school spirit and the studying and going up for each other and supporting each other and wearing the gear. So I really like to see it. Another quick scene of Tamar in her house coat and Saucy's ass. I said, baby, BBL, not all of that ass. No. While Claudia, Carlos, and Angela are all gunning for valedictorian, baby. They talking about it. They studying. They hitting the books. Angela did finally convert her presentation into a PowerPoint for the Mardi Gras class. And so now she has an A. I said, we went from a C to an A. Okay, child, I guess. I mean, I would think a B, but an A, whatever. But their poli-sci professor has offered them extra credit in the form of voter registration. So they're going to get 5 extra points. It's going to be the fellas versus the ladies. Now, Carlos says he wants some get back. Okay, a little redemption, if you will, for that debate where the ladies, put them paws on him and won. Not literally, but well, also it's supposed to be, it still kind of is ladies versus the fellas, but it's going to be Carlos and Nick versus Angela and Claudia. Tamar has a migraine and Saucy just flat out, he's not going. He was doing like an upward trajectory this episode, but once that meeting with the advisor, he kind of like tapped out and he's kind of dodging her. He said she'd be rolling up on him. So he's kind of dodging her. So at the house it is for him to hang out. So now when we get to this, the students are going to have a QR code to scan to register to vote. And they're going to give their email address and sign their initials as confirmation. So we know who got the, tallied up and see who got the most registrations. They got 1 hour to make it happen. Now, first, the ladies are kicking butt and taking numbers, but Carlos has a plan and he throws it into play. We see it right before he went. Carlos ordered as many 500 pieces. I forgot how many pizzas it was, and I don't know how many he ended up with. I think 550 pizzas. Child, gotta watch them zeros. 50 pizzas. I don't know how many he actually turned up with, but anybody that registers to vote with them is going to get a slice of pizza. Okay, and if you don't know anything about college students and food, okay, this was a good idea. So Claudia decides, okay, this is what we're going to do. So she going to flirt, take pictures, kiss babies. Okay, maybe not kiss babies, but she's prepared to even offer a follow back on social media, as is Angela. So their hour is up. Dr. Frazier, which is their poli-sci professor, and one of the other professors, they're tallying everything up. And at the end of the day, the fellas have 92 and the ladies take it with 123. Now, Nick is not happy. He was like, I was down there and you weren't doing what I said. he trying to get his act together. He did kind of kick it into gear when he got them grades too and start submitting assignments. I think he also turned in his presentation, if I'm not mistaken. So Carlos said, even pizza cannot top these ladies' beauty. I said, come on, Carlos. So the professor says he applauds them for their hard work and gives them all 5 points. Now, Claudia wasn't really happy because she's wants to be valedictorian, but she's like, she's just gonna go harder to get it. Also, in this video, I will again get on my soapbox and ask you guys to please vote. Please make sure you register or you are registered and get out there and vote. And don't just say, it doesn't matter, so I'm not going to vote. Our ancestors fought for the right. And also, have y'all seen Project 2025? Baby, yes. We have to vote for what is in our best interest because this man is trying to put our country in a dictatorship. So let's do our own part. I can't honestly tell you how to vote, but be registered and vote. I'm off my soapbox now. So back at the house, Carlos and Angela are having a nice conversation. And, she says she's seen a different side of him. He stepped up at the voter registration and in their 3 classes. I mean, we saw the turnaround in Mardi Gras. We saw the turnaround in some of the other classes because they're giving us, again, that beautiful bean footage of him giving pushback and that mouth of his. And they kind of both learn because they both say they're not group project people. He's a stand-up comedian, so he's used to being alone. She's used to doing everything for herself. But they both learn that good old saying that you can go faster together. Because you remember Angela was not fooling with Carlos initially. She said his vibe was off and his energy, which I got because he was giving me that too. Because I would have done the same thing. Like, I'm going to just avoid him and protect my peace. So they have a lot to get done, and almost everybody except who is hard at work. For the Congo Square project, they have to either drum or dance. Took me back to my dance school days. We had Afro, so we did the African dancing. We also had drums. I always wanted to play the drums, but baby, my parents were like, you had enough on your plate. And also, I remember in our dance school, you remember the Arsenio Hall show? Our dance teacher, Steve, R.I.P., was on the Arsenio Hall show playing the drums for, I believe it was Snow. So that was, that was a thing. So anyway, they also are supposed to be interviewing each other for their Converge Media class. So we see, Claudia and Angela asking each other questions. We see Tamar and Carlos asking each other questions. And when it comes to Nick and Saucy is ready to head out. He's ready to go out. He's ready to go out and have drinks, hit the streets. And Nick really wants his story in the paper. He knew this would be the case, so he went and talked to one of the Xavier students to help him out because Claudia just had too much on his plate because you remember the professor had asked her to step in. So now we get to the next day. It's time for the Congo Square, and Saucy's not going. We went like this episode with Saucy, okay? He says it's hot outside. I know the feeling, but sir, come on. And he doesn't seem to do any of the field trips. I know he keeps saying, well, in this episode that he's dodging that advisor, but he has not yet been to a field trip. And to me, field trips are more fun than the class. So Nick is trying to affirm him by saying, like, when you show up, you do the work. He's like, yeah, I do, but like, I'm not showing up. It don't help him. And Nick is kind of saying at this point, everybody is tired of trying to like constantly uplift him. So when we get over to Congo Square, everybody has a part to play. Like I said, either you're going to drum or you're going to dance. So Carlos and Nick, they drum the whole time. Angela's kind of giving us a little history lesson, saying that slaves and freed African Americans came there and played on their free Sundays. And it was the only place that slaves could play their music, laying the foundation for modern jazz. Angela and Claudia, they both drum and dance. And I think Tamar only dance. But like I said, the music was giving me everything. I love, we love to hear that drum beat. And Nick is kind of saying that Saucy would have really enjoyed it. So he's, sad that he missed it. And Claudia was also feeling it too. Okay. She was, making it akin to the Holy Ghost, like very spiritual, how you in church and you just get that feeling. Carlos also talked about it a little, and he's also moved by the experience. Everybody kind of gets something out of it. So I hate the fact that Saucy doesn't show up for these experiences because this is an experience that you can never get back. So we have to, value these type of things. and not, take them for granted. But I diverge. It's time for this Converge Media final. Everyone is there except for Saucy. Angela is nervous. She's like me. She don't do the public speaking. And she gets up there. She's got her phone. She struggles a little bit at first, but then she finds her way. So, we talk about Claudia's accolades, but then we touch on her philanthropy and how she gives out gowns to, high school students who can't afford to go to prom. Love, love, love that. I don't think I have any. I think I've done that already. Got all the dresses from my mom's and kind of given those away to donate them. So, because you're not wearing them, somebody else can use them. That you wear them like once, maybe to a prom once, but I went to like a lot of sweet 16s. I might have wore a dress twice, maybe. So I don't know. I just think that that's really good. Being charitable is always a good idea. And Claudia kind of, appreciates that we focusing on this rather than focusing on her as somebody who just covers gossip. Claudia, it's her turn to speak about Angela, and she talks about Angela getting, we get the whole Black China thing and the bad body and all of those things, but she talks about her getting clear and clean and right and getting baptized and her persevering in the face of adversity. I just love to see them pour into each other. And Carlos is proud of Angela for how far she's come. I forgot to mention with the public speaking because everybody watched kind of her struggle in that class. Tamar gets up there with Carlos and she's having a hard time hearing good things about herself, but says it's nice. I said, "Oh, child, I can't relate. I don't know why it's so, so painful almost to hear those positive things about yourselves, but we deserve to hear, when we're doing the good things, get a little pat on the back." Her motto, if you will, that she got from her sister Tony is let them talk and just sing. Now, Tamar, baby, if only you took that advice, because I heard, now I didn't go back and listen to what she said because I'm just going to deal with Tamar on this show so I can support her. But I heard she said some unfavorable things about Sonia Massey or something, child. Like, she needs to learn to zip the lips. Shutting up is free. We're going to move on. She talks about Carlos and, he's a hard-working comedian on the rise and he will be mentioned among the greats. Again, love to see them pouring out for each other. Baby, in the 11th hour, Saucy Santana walks his ass up in the class and everybody is shook. Like, they don't know what they're about to get. And that is where we end the episode. If I had a sound machine, it might be crickets. Now, we did see, because I watched it twice. I watched it once at work when it came out on Thursday, and then I watched it again to take the notes. When I was watching it at home on my TV, I thought I saw it, but I wanted to make sure. I paused my TV when we saw that great montage of Saucy hard at work, and Saucy did write the thing about Nick. He had a whole page worth of stuff about Nick, but we're going to see. So he's going to have to get up there and, have something to say. Like I said, we got the finale this week. I hope to get it out to you guys by Friday, but just bear with me. Keep your notifications on, because if something happens, it'll be out on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, aiming for Friday. Saucy about to show his ass. This graduation. We're going to see if Saucy graduates. I fear not. We get the families are coming to visit, and I want you guys to get that in the comments and let me know who do you think is going to be valedictorian. We have Tamar, Angela, and Carlos all in the running. Our top here, I just noticed that our top here all in the run. Actually, no, I take that back. Said that wrong. We have Claudia, Carlos, and Tamar, according to the grades. Let me know. Okay. Okay, be serious. Carlos, Claudia, and then I think Angela and Tamar are kind of in a tie. I don't know what Angela's GPA is now that she got the A, and I'm not trying to go back and figure it out mathematically, or numerically, or either of them. So anyway, you guys get down in the comments and let me know who you guys think is going to be the valedictorian. I just did a live earlier and Inga told me who it was. I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you heard the interview, then I guess I will see for episode 8. Again, please make sure you guys are leaving a comment down in the comment section for your girl, an emoji, anything you want to put down there just kind of helps with the engagement of it all. And share the video where you are sharing your videos, because I am on my quest. I have to check that and make sure that's right. To get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Welcome and thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys immensely, and I hope that you like it here, because it's fun over here. We like to cut up and have a good time and talk about all of the things. That's what we do here. Please feel free to check out some of my other content. Like I said, I just did a live. We did a Tubi movie, y'all. I did a Tubi movie with the ladies called The Lawnmower Man. I just did a Pajama Sundays where we talked about Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, as well as family mental health and self-care. So please make sure to check that out and kind of poke around and see if there's anything else you might want to watch. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.